D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I finished the 5th episode of Gotham Knights. And, I want to be honest with you guys about this show and this episode. So the show overall so far is not terrible. It's not Batwoman bad. Batwoman was just a complete abortion. Like there was no saving grace for that show. Like the main actress, Javicia Leslie, she was hot. But other than that, that show was terrible all the way around. It was terrible. This show is not terrible. It's just not that great. Because this episode, I'm sorry, but the actress and the actor that plays Harper and her brother Roe, is that his name? Or is that Harper Roe? Yeah, the Rose, whatever her brother name is. They're just so bad that every time they speak, I'm just roll my eyes because I'm just like, get the hell out of here. And the writing is not very good. And this show's not good, but there are times that I'm just like, this show could have been really good. It could have been really good. Like I'm just like, you could have maybe hired some better actors, even the extras in here and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And maybe budget wise, I'm not quite sure, but it's just like some stuff is just so ridiculous that I'm like, there's no way that I could call this show good. It's just not bad or terrible, at least. I mean, like there are some, and then I think that the shining moments are the actors that do a good job, but they don't feature them enough. Like I think the girl that plays Stephanie Brown does a pretty good job. I think Duella, the girl that plays Duella, does a pretty decent job. Misha Collins is definitely the best part of it. I think that he's a good actor, at least for TV. I don't know. I've never seen him in a movie, so he could be a good movie actor. But anyways. So yeah, I'm like, you know what? I don't, in all honesty, I don't care who exactly killed Batman and why. I just don't care about any of that. So, yeah, I want to get into this breakdown because I don't want to take up too much of your time. This show has already taken up too much of my time. So, we'll just take care of it and everything. So, but before I get started on this breakdown, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, always. And small channels like mine, we're just getting pushed to the back of the line. We're just trying our hardest to stay afloat. And so I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe. And please do this to any small YouTuber. I know they would appreciate it. And it costs you nothing, literally nothing. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started on this breakdown. So it starts off Gotham City at night. And we get into this little bar, right? This little, this little mom and pop shop kind of thing. And this guy's coming in, the bartender sees him and everything, and the mom bartender, and this guy looks like a douche. And he's like, hey guys, what's up? You guys want a drink? And he's like, not tonight. We just want the cash. We just want the cash. Bring in to stop. And he's like, yeah, sure thing. So they huddle together because they know they don't have enough money. And he's like, we'll get you he's like, you don't have all the money and everything. He's like, we'll get the rest of it for you. We promise. He's just like, things been slow. And he smashes these bottles. He's like, we'll get it to you next week, I swear. And he's like, the boss don't take IOUs. And I'm like, why are you talking like that? What's going on in Gotham? Does everybody have a weird accent every now and then? It's like, this guy's got a Brooklyn accent or whatever accent. And these people don't. And it's like, I'm sorry, but usually people from one city usually have like the same accent. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So, and then also one thing I don't understand about like mom movies and stuff like this when they're shaking people down for money is, he's like, please don't. He's like, this place is all we got. And then they set this bar on fire. And Ken Harvey Dent and Gotham crime. I don't know what it says exactly because it's burning. So this is what I don't understand about this is, okay, so then it goes to Gotham Knights. Yeah. Okay. So when it goes, and let me go back to this so that way we have a visual. Okay. So when it comes to gangsters in movies and stuff like this, okay, they're shaking these people down for money, right? And then they set their bar on fire. If you crash stuff and you break it up, they can't have business because you just wasted all their alcohol, okay? Then you set it on fire. They no longer have a business. You no longer have money to extort from them. It's just a bad business model. Like, I don't understand that whole thought process. I mean, maybe because it's not very smart, but whatever. They need some action for the show, I guess. So then Carrie wakes up, wakey, and her mom, who is a doctor, she's all like, hey, I picked up a shift. And I can't remember what she says here, but she's like, why are your boots all muddy? And she's like, I joined the flower club. So she's all like, hey, listen. She's all like, they've got that parents luncheon thing. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I picked up a shift, but I can get the late shift. And she's like, no, you're saving lives, Mom. You're a doctor. Go save lives. I'll be fine. So back at the clock tower, she's like, I found a lead. I wake up. I brought donuts. And real quick, the donut box that she had is not very. There's no way there's a 12 donuts in there. There's no way. And you brought only what, like 6 donuts? What is that nonsense? I could eat like 4 donuts in one sitting, which is so bad for you. So they've decided that they're going to go after the money. They're going to follow the money because what was her name? The maid lady. The female Alfred, she was visiting the old lady in the nursing home from the last episode, but she's like, I was thinking maybe she paid her bills, and she wasn't. Somebody else was paying her bills through an LLC, a little shell company. So they need to fight. And she's like, so we're gonna go. Long story short, somebody was laundering that money, so we're gonna go after the launderers, aka the mob. And then we find out that. Is it in this scene? Yeah, this is where she's like, we're going to find who laundered the money. She says something about a cute boy who's going to who they'll fall for you. Which cute boy is going to take a fall for you this time? Because that last one was cute. He is cute. He's adorable. And I can't remember what they say here, but they're going to go after the mob, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So Harvey Dent's still wondering about this key. Where did I get this key at? And I mean, like, we know he's Two-Face, and I know he's Two-Face, he's Two-Face, we all know he's Two-Face, but this show is trying to set it up like it's a big mystery, and I'm all like, listen, as my mother would say. I get it that that's what they have to do to write in the character, but like, I'm sorry, if you're anybody that watches anything Batman related, this is Two-Face, so I'm all like, get on with it, honey, like, come on. But he won't become Two-Faced until probably the last episode. All right, moving on. So he's all like, I wonder what's going on. So then Mrs. Marsh shows up in a ball gown or something. Isn't this what she wore to that like 2 episodes ago, into that dinner? Anyways, and she's all like, I can't remember what she says to him, but he's all like, I'm running for mayor. I can't be things looking bad. We're done. And they had a fling like a long time ago. It sounds like before she met her husband, which is fine. Sorry, I need caffeine to stay pumped for this one. So then he makes her leave, and she's like, all right, bye. So then they find okay, this is where they figure out where they're laundering the money. And she's like, this is the McKellans. They're the biggest mob in Gotham. She's like, how would you know that? And she's like, because I used to date one. And that's the guy she dated, I think. And he's like, what? You dated a mobster? Not him, her brother, Harper. No, Colin. Oh, what's his name? Who cares? He's like, what? You used to date one? I did better acting right there. She's like, we'll talk about it later. So they get back, and she's like, I dated Dylan McKillen. He's like, wait, his name is Dylan McKillen. So he's all like, how could you put yourself in danger like that? And she's all like, listen, I don't know what she says here. It doesn't even matter. The thing is, she dated a mobster. So she's like, so they're like, we're going to rob the mob. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting so sick and tired of these nursery rhymes in this season. Yeah, this is where he's like, we're going to rob the mob. We're going to rob the mob. She's like, you're going to rob the mob and everything. And she's there. She's like, all right, I'm in. Man, my mom's not going to that. They're gonna rob him in broad daylight because they all go to church because they're good Irish Catholics. Yeah, they're gonna hitch ride on some trucks. So then back at the police station, he's talking to a doctor. He's like, can I ask you a question? She's like, is it for a campaign contribution or donation? He's like, no, I want to talk to you. I have a friend who's waking up and he doesn't remember what's going on, and he's got stuff, but he doesn't think he did anything bad. And she's like, you need to tell me the truth. What's going on? He's like, it's me. I'm the bad guy. So then they figure out how they're going to get in, and they're going to do it in broad daylight, and they're going to and the brother's all like, yeah, when you're not dating mobsters, sis, because you're a big hooker. So then he they're gonna sneak in on the trucks because they get deliveries during broad daylight. They keep saying broad daylight. So they sneak in. Yeah. So then at this little gala, okay, so this is Stephanie Brown's mom. And she's all having a good time so far. And she's like, look, I brought you a club soda. And she's like, thanks, baby girl. I wanted that champagne, but whatever. Way to ruin my fun time. And I can't remember what she says here. So then back at the factory, Tucker, Tyler, whatever his name is, who cares? He takes out this big, strong, hunking guy with 2 punches and his sword, which he doesn't use. I'm all like, when did this kid become, the AliExpress version of Robin? You know what I'm saying? Like they should have had Nightwing in here, but they didn't. They got the Ali, like I said, the Wish version of this shit. She's like, he could have called for backup, and I'm like, oh, geez, but he didn't. He beat him up, and look at his face. Look at his stupid face. Anyways, so she's like, come on, freak, and he's like, what? And she's like, a frequency detector. I have to find the right frequency. I'm so smart. I'm a genius, dude. I just grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. That's duh. So they open it up. They go in here. She breaks into the safe. They find the ledger, and then Duella, she's like, I found something, and she's like, oh, we're rich. I'm rich. And look how happy he is. Look at his stupid face. They all have stupid faces. I mean, I do like her, but this part wasn't that great. So they're talking, there's like 30 million, and they're like, and she's like, this is the people of Gotham. This is shakedown money. This belongs to the people of Gotham. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do? Put it on your back and just carry it out? So stupid. But while they're doing that, Dylan McKillen shows up, and he's like, Harper? She's like, hey, Dylan. So then Stephanie goes to give her speech, and she sees her mom taking a pill. She's taking a little pillsies, and me, I'm all like, sharesies, Daddy wants to have a good time too. And she gives her little speech about how, the brightest and the best in the future, or for the future, are in this room. And so then we hop over to Gotham. Again, I really like Gotham, the way they do Gotham. I can't tell if this is like New York or whatever, or Chicago. I don't know. This looks like the Warworth building right here, but I don't know if that's what that is. Yeah. Anyways, it might just be something from like the TV show Gotham. So he's all like, I have these blackouts and everything, and she's all like, listen, like your dad had. And then he goes on to explain how his dad would, if he spilled something, his dad would beat him, or if he got a piano note wrong, his dad would tear up his paper, and then he'd flip a switch and he'd be like, why are you crying? What's going on, buddy? Harvey, why are you upset? And he turned into the loving father that I loved. Split personalities. And Two-Face, he becomes Two-Face, so he's got the same thing. And she's like, Harvey, you're not your dad. And then she gets up and she's all like, I'm writing you a donation. She's like, Gotham needs you, Harvey. And I'm all like, does it though? Does Gotham need Harvey? They do. I like her. I actually do like Two-Face as a villain. I wish they would do like a better version of it. I don't feel like we've gotten the best. Like the Dark Knight series did a good job, but like barely. We got it for like 2 seconds. We got a Two-Face for like 2 seconds. Although that was a really good movie. The Dark Knight is a good movie. Anyways. So she's all tipsy. So then Carrie Kelly's mom shows up. And she's like, is Carrie here? And she's like, she is here. I'm going to find her. And then I'm going to tell her you're looking for her. She's like, thanks. So he's like, you're Carrie Kelly's mom. She's like, yeah. She's like, where is she? She's like, I don't know. But that's what I want to talk to you about. There's been some absences. So he's like, and then okay. So then these two are talking. He's like, we do a job and you steal all the money and then you leave me. You just fuck me and then leave me. And she's like, sorry. And and the brother is all like upset about this. And I'm all like, get over yourself. You're so stupid. Your little stupid face. And he's all like, anyways, he's simping for her hard. And I'm all like, she's not that hot. I mean, she's like cute when, she's not all, acting badly. But I mean, she's not that hot. I mean, I wouldn't simp over her. She doesn't seem all that great. But anyways, but he's like, no, I'm gonna collect the reward money for you guys. And he's like, hey guys, I found him. Come get him. And so they end up knocking him out. But the guys are at the door. So she's like, hey, listen, you guys better back off, or I'm gonna put your brother on top of this money and burn him up. And they're like, guys, back down, back down. She's like, all right, we were trapped and we bought ourselves some time. And he's like, how could you do a job with the mob? How you told me you stole that money from dad? How could you do all this stuff? And she's like, I did it for you. I did it for you. That money paid for your top surgery. And I'm like, get the hell out of here with this nonsense. I don't want to get political and stuff, but this show is trash for this nonsense right here. They had to go and be all like, let's get into this nonsense that's going on. So stupid. They can suck it. So she pulls her mom away and she's like, I need to get you a cab. You're acting ridiculous. And she's like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go home. And so he goes down by the river where there's a bunch of trash. Look at this. It's just a bunch of trash. What's going on here? What's going on here? This looks like they're in Central Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what? And he throws the key into the river or the lake. It's like a lake or whatever in the middle of the city. And he gets a call, unknown caller, and it starts playing a piano thing. I'm pretty sure I think what it was is when he becomes Two-Face, he plans to send himself these messages. Sorry. This thing hurts my nose. The bridge of my nose. It's like made for a little kid, but I like it. Plus, I'm adorable in it. Anyways, so he's like, who is this? And so they, she's like, oh, my mom is at the thing. She's calling me. She's like, where are you? She's like, I'm at a study group. And she's all like, you better be home by the time I get there. So the cops show up and they're like, the cops are on the payroll. This got bad. So they break into the thing. And when they get in there, the money's on fire. They're like, put it out. We need to save the money. And it's just a bunch of newspapers. And then all of a sudden, they like drive away in this van. And the cops start chasing them. And they got the brother's all knocked out and everything, but he's fine now. So while they're going down the street, they decide to get away from them. They're going to let loose all the money. They're going to put all the money. They're like, this belongs to the people of Gotham. Now, the Gotham streets are like, don't barely have any people on them. But all of a sudden, like 10 people come out. And so they're just spilling the money out on the streets and everything. And people they stop the cops and everything. And yeah, and they're like, this belongs. And Duella's like, no, not my money. And this belongs to the people of Gotham. And then this guy's all like, Gotham's got some new vigilantes that are throwing cash over here. They're the Gotham Knights. And they're like, and then she's like, they've been stealing money from us for a long time. And he's like, we finally have the new Gotham Knights. And you're all like, get the hell out of here. He's like, I like the name Gotham Knights better than Batman's murderers. So she gets home just in time for mommy to get home and kiss her goodnight. And she's like, oh, I'm lying to my mom. And she gets home and her mom is all passed out and has a bunch of pills. Hold on. If I could get it. Hold on 2 seconds. Let's do this. Look at all those pills. She just spilled them all over the counter. You don't do that. Everybody knows you just take one at a time. I don't promote drug use. I don't promote that. I'm just saying, share these. And she just left him there. I would have dumped him. You dump him out, man. Make your mom work for it. And so he's all like, I really appreciate everything you did for me with getting me that money. Yada, yada, yada. You've always been there for me, sis. She's like, yeah, I'm pretty smart. I know how to get the money from the mob and stuff. And then so he comes in and she's all like, hey, She's like, listen, you can't trust anybody. You got to trust in yourself and depend only on yourself, because that's all you can depend on in this city. I can't remember what else he says, and I don't care. And then so she's like, she goes, in the ledger, there's no names. They're all numbers, even the people that are paying the money. She's like, you can decipher it. And she's like, I can't decipher it. And he's like, but Stephanie Brown can. And she's all like, ugh. So then he wakes up and he's in the gaudiest of bedrooms. Like, oh my gosh, this was like, it's just gross. And he went over to the Marsh ladies, and she's like, we have an hour before my husband gets home. And he's all like, we can't do this again. She's like, why do you do this to me? You call me, you tell me you don't want to see me, and then you call me and call me and call me. She's like, I'm already in one bad relationship. I don't need to be in two. And then she's like, you can see yourself out. So he checks his phone, and he did. He called her like a lot. And I'm all like, geez, oh Pete, dude. Man, I'm like, Two-Face is simping on this lady. And like, look how gross this bedroom. It's so gaudy and like, ugh, gross. So, and then that's where the episode ends. Like, is this big, like, oh my gosh, what's going on with Harvey Dent? And you're all like, you know what's going on with Harvey Dent. He's Two-Face. Come on. Why do they play like this? I hate when shows and stuff do like this. Like, we already know what's happening. Like, you know what's happening. I know what's happening. Everybody knows what's happening. It's just, they're just trying to like be all like, let's do the Harvey Dent storyline. And you're like, okay, but please don't pretend like, you know, the audience doesn't know what's doing. I'm pretty sure if I asked my wife, who's a complete normie, she would know what's going down. So this show, besides all the whole trans thing, because they keep going back to that. What's going on here? They go back to it like almost every episode. They're all like, Dad treated you wrong because you were trans, and I was there for you. You were there for me, sis. Thanks. And I'm all like, yeah, you guys said that. You said that last episode and the episode before that. Why don't we just like try to focus on something else? But yeah, the show is not good, but it's not a complete, you know, disaster, you know, like Batwoman. Batwoman was freaking terrible. What a joke that show was. But maybe these people were all like, you know, trying to do better with this show, but I mean, whatever. It doesn't even matter. All right, so those are my thoughts on this show. I'd say watch it, but then you're just gonna be like me, wasting your time. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode, or don't. I'm fine with whatever. You can tell me if you want how you think and everything by leaving all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my Gotham Knights breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.